Alright, good evening everyone and welcome back to TCR Trinity Competitive Racing. We are back once again this week here at the Grand Prix, at the Dutch Grand Prix at Zandvoort, a very exciting track. It is technical, it's got a lot of fast corners, a couple of slow corners, and definitely we've seen some great battling so far already this week in silver and gold, but tonight we are here for the Platinum class. A little bit of a lower turnout here tonight, only 14 drivers on the grid, but we've had some drivers having a little bit of scheduling issues with work and other things that couldn't let them make it to the race here tonight. But I'm still sure we're going to be in for a very exciting race here tonight at Zandvoort, again for the Dutch Grand Prix. It's the first time for Platinum class ever in TCR history going around this track here today, so that's going to be another little thing to add to the history books, and I'm sure that's going to make it very special for our drivers to try and win it. So right now, watching as 007 is going around on his first hot lap. Nobody has set a time just yet. We've just joined pretty much right as the session started. In the booth with you guys tonight, oh my goodness, there 007 having a little bit of a dance there on the exit of turn 3. But yeah, in the booth with you guys tonight is myself, BLIN-MACHINE. I don't have anybody as my co-commentator today, as 007 is off and into the gravel. It looks like he went off right after turn 7 there, in between turn 7 and turn 8. He is now blocking the track a little bit there. Hopefully nobody gets in the way. Chatty Duck has set the fastest lap so far with a 109.3. KGB Black Angel 109.8. Everybody is running on that soft tire at the start of qualifying here tonight. Still 14 minutes to go, so 007 is going to have another chance to go again. But very unfortunate start to his lap there, to his first quick lap. Sequit just goes purple in the second sector. Only a couple more corners to go after he finishes up this compound here into my favorite place on the track, is the banked curve. Oh my goodness, this is beautiful here. When you get it perfectly right, it feels absolutely great. And right now Sequit is running down to the line with his DRS open and goes quickest with a 108.9. Holy wow, that was very, very rapid from Sequit. 108.9. That is incredible. So right at the start of qualifying, he's just set the bar quite high, and it's going to be a nice one to beat for the rest of our drivers. Let's see who else is coming around here. Flip Flop Fish, it looks like there's a yellow flag in front of him. I'm not sure exactly what happened there, but he is coming around turn, what was that, turn 12 I think it is? Oh, no, sorry, that was turn 10, and now coming into turn 11. This is the main corner that we will be watching as stewards tonight. In terms of the drivers, cannot cut that chicane too much, so they'll be they'll have to really slow down and make sure they use the curb. Oh no, there goes Flip Flop Fish, touching the gravel on the exit of turn 13, and unfortunately hitting the wall, got some damage on the front wing, and that is going to be him going into the pits instead of finishing that lap. So just like we saw last night in Golden Class, some of our drivers here are already having some trouble, especially it looks like turn 3, the exit of turn 3, and then the entry and exit of turn 13 right towards the end of the track. All of those are a little bit tricky. Let's see here. Seafreeze, is he going around on a quick lap? I think he might be. And we will see who else is going to be setting some quick laps here. But oh, Kersey came very close to beating Sequit. 108.909, only 9 thousandths of a second separating Sequit and Kersey there. Those times are very impressive. So there's a couple of people out on track right now setting laps. It looks like Mebby is coming through the second sector here. There was a yellow flag for some reason there as well. I don't see anybody going off. Oh, but he has some damage on his front wing. I think that yellow flag was actually for Mebby, and now we've got a lot of people coming out onto their outlaps as well. FYKV, GTR Lion, Black Angel, and 007 going for another run, because his first lap around here was definitely not the best. His teammate GTR Lion also finishing up an outlap right now, and he is gonna go for one right after this corner here. I'm gonna leave you guys on board for 1 second so I can make sure that the video goes out to everybody, and I'll be right back with you. Oh no, GTR Lion there, not a very good run already. Alright, so GTR Lion there had to abort his lap, didn't have a very good run. We're watching 007 into turn 11, a little bit deep by getting a beautiful rotation there, touching the curb a little bit on the inside. That's a dangerous curb. If you touch it a little bit too much, it will spit you right out. Now turn 13, using all of the curb into turn 14 now. And right next to the wall, DRS open, everything you've got in the car, it actually runs out of ERS before he makes it to the line, and 007 so far good enough for 5th place. So looks like Sequit has abandoned that lap, but Kersey is currently sitting in 2nd place, and he is very, very close to Sequit there on provisional pole. Still 9 minutes to go in this qualifying session, so we still got a bunch of time for everybody to set some quick laps around here. Everybody who's already tuning in to the stream, thank you guys for so much for tuning in. Leave us a like, leave us some comments. It's all me here tonight, so bear with me, and definitely send in some comments so I don't feel so lowly in the booth here. Looks like Kersey is out on an outlap. We're gonna wait until he makes it around. He's gonna be a little bit of a while here. Chatty Duck, another commentator fellow of ours, and he is going to be coming into turn 13 and 14 right now and going for his hot lap. Let's see how he's going to do. He's currently sitting in 3rd place with a 109.3. He just got dropped down to 4th by Mick Marcotti with a 2. So this is critical right now for Chatty Duck to put in a good time. If he doesn't do it on this run, he can abandon and go for another one. We still have 8 minutes to go in this session. Alright, so let's see here. Chatty Duck again running into turn 11, setting a purple 2nd sector at the moment. That is very impressive from Chatty Duck. He's had a pretty good run on this lap so far. And right now into turn 13 and using all of the curb on the exit there. Into turn 14 now as well. And down to the line he's going to come right now. Let's see where that's going to put him. Still in 4th. He only improved by a tiny little bit, but 0.04 of a second there, separating himself and Mick Marcotti in 3rd place. Very, very close margins here all across the board. That is definitely one thing that is apparent right off the bat. Let's see who else is out there on a lap. Seafreeze. He's not pushing. He's running out of fuel, so it looks like he's probably on an in lap. FYKV and Flip Flop Fish. Those two guys are coming out right now, and also LAS X-Roll. He is coming around the last corner. Let's go on a full lap of the Dutch Grand Prix at Zandvoort. It is definitely an exciting lap as you come into the first corner, braking at about 75 meters or maybe even further than that. They're getting really good rotation through the first corner, and now the second, you got to really cut the inside chicane there. That's probably one of the only curbs you can actually touch around here, except for that one, and maybe the outside curb on the last couple of exits. Now through the third, fourth, fifth, and sixth corner, all very quickly, all flat out as well. Coming into turn 7, a little bit of a hint of braking and engine braking as well. Now into turn 8. I really like this corner as well. Turn 9 really makes you come around there. And now really quickly into turn 10. You got to brake very, very late around there, probably around 40 or 30 meters into the first DRS zone, or technically second if you're counting the one on the start-finish straight, purple sector for X-Roll in the second sector. They're very, very impressive. Right now, only a couple more corners to go, but they're very tricky. Turn 13, ooh, touching the curb on the inside there. You don't want to do that in the race. Might spit you out, as I've already mentioned. And now coming around to open up the DRS, and he goes into the pits. So I guess he didn't really get what he was looking for on that lap, and he's gonna go again. Now we've only got a few cars running on track. Kersey and 007 out on their out laps. Alright, so end of the world so far. The only person to try out this medium tire around here is currently sitting in 12th and last out of everybody who set a time. Now dropping down to 13th. KGB Black Angel just retired from the session. Not sure what he did, but maybe goes up to the top of the grid at the moment with a 108.775. That is very quick, and putting that in at good time. So now Kersey is out on a hot lap right now. He just come through the turn 7, finished the first sector. He did put a purple sector into there as well, and coming around turn 9 and 10, very clean run. Oh, getting a little bit of a wiggle on the outside on the exit of that corner, getting on the throttle a little bit too early. Now into turn 11, cutting all of the chicane, everything you could get out of that, all of that curb, and turn 12 all dealt with. Now turn 13 and 14 left. This is a beautiful shot of the car coming around here, and look at that banking. There's definitely quite a nice degree of banking there. He doesn't open up the DRS, and he goes into the pits. So again, a lot of drivers here deciding to pit instead of finishing their laps, and now we've only literally got 2 people or 3 people running on track. Thank you for the comments coming in here. Flying Jippo says, let's go Seafreeze. That is definitely would be interesting to see. He hasn't had the best of seasons so far. Good time, I guess, to run through the standings. So Sequit is currently our championship leader with 141 points to his name. Sean, who's not here tonight and possibly might not be here for the remainder of the season, which would be an absolute heartbreaker, but he was at 124 points after the last Grand Prix in Austria, which of course was a TCR Grand Prix, which he won. So if he cannot continue until the last, the last is, oh my goodness, there goes X-Roll into the wall on his outlap, and that's gonna have to abort that outlap now. So yeah, Sean, 124 points, was in second place. Before the news came that he might not continue. Kersey in third with 75 points. Go-to guy in fourth with 58. And then very close behind him, 57 points, 007. Tasmanian Devil 56. Seafreeze 46. Maybe 40. Breezy 38. And Black Angel in 10th place with 32 points. So very close there in the mid-range, all the way from about 4th all the way down to Breezy in 9th. All of those are going to be in a close fight. So Sequid goes out for what is definitely going to be his last run here. We've only got 1 minute and 40 seconds to go in this session. He's now making it through turn 2 and into 3. Locking up the inside wheel just a tiny little bit, but gets good exit out of there. And now running through turns 4, 5, and 6. Completely flat out. Now coming into 7, didn't even shift down there. A beautiful run from Sequid and the purple first sector. Seafreeze getting out of his way as he makes it through turn 9. And now running into turn 10. It's a hard left there, getting a very late apex. Doesn't actually get an apex at all, but opens up the DRS now. Maybe still holding the provisional pole with a 108.7, but he's out there on a outlap. So now through turn 12, Sequid into turn 13 in just a second here. Getting a good run, touching the grass a little bit on the exit, touching the inside curb there, and getting a very nice clean run. He's going to open up the DRS, he's going to come super close to the wall on the outside, and he's going to come across the line, and he takes away pole position at the moment with a 108.682. Very, very quick time there, but not super quick. I mean, maybe he is only about a 1/10.5 behind. With track progression, with track evolution, there is a chance for Mebby to take it away. Let's go on board with him now as Mebby makes it through turn 1. Getting a very late upshift there. Sequid gets out of his way. The camaraderie here tonight and the sportsmanship is beautiful, so that is a great job. Through turn 3 now, getting a very good quick run. This first sector is very long compared to the other 2 sectors on the track, but it is the quickest sector out of all 3 of them. Maybe now is about to finish the first sector. Is it going to be purple? It's not. He's down by almost 2/10 on Sequid's time. Oh, and super deep now into turn 9. That's not going to help him out. A little wiggle on the exit into turn 10 now. This is going to be a scruffy lap for Mebby, but it might still be a good one. Let's see where he will end up. Into turn 11 now, slamming on the brakes, not using as much curves as I've seen a lot of other drivers do. And through turn 12 now, only a couple more corners to go, and that banked circuit, that is going to be the most exciting part of tonight's Grand Prix. Making it through 36 laps around that is going to be exciting. Maybe aborts that lap. Kersey, where is he right now? He's about to come through turn 13 and 14 as well. Let's see where he's going to finish. He might be able to contest. No, he doesn't go into pits. He goes across the line and he is second, so he knocks Mebby down with a 108.747, but Sequid still holding on to that pole position. Mick Marcotti, is he pushing here? I can't really tell from this particular angle. I don't think he is. No, he's going into the pits. Anybody else coming across the line? No, go-to guy. Everybody else is already finished. So Sequid is going to have pole position with a 108.682. Kersey is going to be very close behind in second, 108.747. And even closer to him is going to be Mebby with a 108.775. Mick Marcotti, Mebby's teammate, 108.980. So again, not very far behind. Those guys are going to be in a very close battle at the start of the race. We'll see if Sequid can hold on to his run of good luck that he's had so far. He's definitely been on the podium for almost every single race except for 3 Grand Prix so far in the season. And this is the first time we're running Zandvoort in TCR history. It would be a nice one for him to win. So Sequid again on pole, Kersey second, Mebby in third, Mick Marcotti in fourth, Chatty Duck in fifth, Seafreeze in sixth, FYKV in seventh, 007 in eighth place. We've got Go-To Guy in ninth, Flip Flop Fish in 10th, Black Angel in 11th, GTR Lion in 12th, End of the World in 13th, and X-Roll was not able to set a lap time. So get ready, and we're going to go into the race here in just a second. Oh, the skies are very dark as we tune in to the strategy screen as all of the drivers are getting ready and tuning their strategies and putting on their tire compounds. But look at those clouds covering everywhere around. So we might have some weather to either start the race or maybe come into the race a little bit, a couple of laps in. That would be very exciting. If any of the drivers might be watching, definitely let us know what the weather might be looking like. But yeah, everybody who's tuning in and sending in your comments, thank you so much, Seth. Thank you so much for joining and watching. I really appreciate it. And yeah, keep on the comments coming. Leave us a like. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet, and we are going to get going here for the Dutch Grand Prix in just a moment for round 9 of TCR Season 10 for the Platinum class. We've got a little bit of a smaller turnout here tonight of the drivers, as I mentioned. Still 14 drivers on the grid are going to be starting tonight, and I'm sure it's going to be an exciting one, especially if the weather is going to change. Alright, so we should be getting going here in just a couple more seconds. It's just myself in the booth here tonight. Unfortunately, couldn't find a co-commentator. Nobody was available. It looks like everybody just has something else going on tonight. Is there no sound? There we go. We've got the sound back now. We're gonna turn on all of the details here, and we are gonna get ready, as well as the drivers right now are getting ready for this race. They've got to warm up their tires, warm up their brakes, and just make it around for this out lap and this warm-up lap until they line up on the grid. So again, the lineup for tonight is going to be Sequit. He's first in the championship right now, and he's first on pole position here tonight. A beautiful lap from him in qualifying. Kersey in second, Mebby in third, Mick Marcotti in fourth, Chatty Duck in fifth, Seafreeze in sixth, FYKV in seventh, Double Go-To Guy in 9th, Flip-Flop Fish in 10th, Black Angel in 11th, GTR Lion in 12th. Predicted pit strategy right now is either a 1-stop to a hard or a 2-stop going soft, medium. Not sure if anybody's going to go for that one. That will possibly be a little bit longer than normal, but we have actually seen it in Gold class. We did have the assistance of virtual safety cars on that one. So let's see what happens. Almost through this lap now, and we will get going here in just a second. Alright, quick shout out also to our affiliate sponsor Fanatec. If you guys are looking to buy some good racing gear, check out the link in the description, and you'll be possibly supporting the league a little bit as well and helping us out. We've got all of the drivers making it around to the starting grid right now, and I'm sure this is going to be a very good race here tonight. Alright, we're all lined up. The lights are going on. We've got 2, 3, 4, 5 lights now. And away we go here for round 9 of TCR Season 10 for the Dutch Grand Prix here at Zandvoort. It's a little bit of a battle going on between Kersey and Mebby into turn 1. There's more side-by-side all over the track there. Chatty Duck, Mick Marcotti, and Seafreeze are all battling for position. It looks like Chatty Duck going a little bit wide, touching the grass on the outside of the corner there on turn 3. More people going wide. It looks like Ferrari of FYKV and Go-To Guy got very close together there. So very close off of the start. A couple of changes of position, but it's a little bit too quick to follow right now. So we're just going to follow around on this first lap here around the Dutch Grand Prix. The first time in TCR history that the Platinum class is racing around here tonight. Last night, the lap record was 1 minute 10 seconds, 3:79. So that one's set by Asio. Let's see if anybody's going to be able to beat that here today. Chatty Duck right now running in 6th place, and we're watching from on board with him as this nice little train all the way down from Sequid, and everybody else, as you can see on the mini-map, they're all very, very close. There's a bit of a gap between, it looks like, Go-To-Guy and 007. There's more battling going on. Flip-Flop Fish, 007 onto the banked curve right now on the last corner of this track. This is a dangerous place to try and do anything there. He's using his overtake. It looks like Extra wants to join the fight here as well. All of them into turn 1, 3 wide almost. 007 and Flip-Flop Fish almost touching wheels there, but making it through cleanly. Great job from them. Doing a very nice clean racing into turn 3 now. This one is very hard because, as you can see, there's definitely a bank there as well. So it's off camber. As you're coming into it, it's hard to get your brakes to really grip to anything. So you get a lot of lockup into there. And now through turn 7 and 8, these ones are very quick. We expect to see some possible overtaking through there. Overtaking on this track is really mainly done into turn 1 with that really long straight and the DRS available, but there's also other opportunities as we've seen into turn 3, turn 2, turn 11, and everywhere else all over this week. So we'll see what's going on there. Up in the front, Mebi and Sequid, they're very close to each other. Sequid hasn't been able to pull off that big gap that he usually can pull off in the starting of a Grand Prix. So Mebi putting on the pressure right off the bat, and if he can keep this pressure going for another lap, they will be on lap 3 and DRS will be enabled, and he will be able to put on some real pressure on Sequid. Mebi sets the fastest lap with a 1:12.357 as DRS does get enabled now, and this might heat things up here. Chatty Duck at the back there in 6th place, battling still with Seafreeze, as Seafreeze is keeping very close to Mick Marcotti, and gaps between them are about 0.3 of a second, so those guys are going to be within DRS zone of each other. Coming into turn 7 and 8 now, they are both keeping it very clean. It is a tricky corner to make it through there. Oh, now Mick Marcotti almost losing it there on the entry into turn 9 or into turn 8, so that might have been a little bit dangerous from him, but managing to keep it together. Seafreeze still applying the pressure on Mick Marcotti, but Kersey and Mebi, they're not really losing behind Sequid right now. Again, usually Sequid can pull off a big gap right off the start of the lap of the race, but tonight it looks like Mebi and Kersey are deciding that they have some good pace and they possibly have a good setup for this track, and they are ready to keep up with Sequid tonight. Let's see how this is all going to turn out. Maybe now into turn 1, not quite close enough, but still closing up that gap very quickly, and this is already turning out to be quite exciting here. Seafreeze making an overtake on Mick Marcotti with the assistance of DRS into turn 1, and he's up into 4th place. So right now we've got Sequid in 1st, Mebi in 2nd, Kersey in 3rd, Seafreeze in 4th, Mick Marcotti in 5th, Chatty Duck in 6th, FYKV in 7th, Go-To-Guy in 8th, Flip-Flop Fish. Oh, we've got a yellow flag in Sector 1. Who is it? Oh, no, we've got a major incident. It looks like KGB Black Angel and X-Roll have both retired from the race. There's a yellow flag. I don't see any VSCs or safety cars coming out. GTR Lion got involved in that as well. He's got damage on his front wing. Again, no VSCs or safety cars or anything else. The cars are still on track. This track is very weird for bringing out any sort of caution vehicles. And we are back to green flag racing, just like that, just like nothing happened there. So Sequid and Mebi and Kersey still locked up from 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. There's a little bit of a gap forming down to Seafreeze right now with 1.7 seconds. Now it looks like Mick Marcotti and Chatty Duck are going to get involved here in a little bit of a battle. Coming into turn 1, they are side by side. They're still battling. Mick Marcotti has got the outside, Chatty Duck taking the inside, and he has got 5th position away from him now. So Chatty Duck up into 5th, Mick Marcotti dropping down to 6th place. Huge shout out to everybody who's tuning into the stream. Thank you guys so much. Again, it's BLIN-MACHINE with you guys in the booth tonight, just by myself. No co-commentator, unfortunately, but It is a very exciting race, and I have plenty to talk about here as we are on lap 5 of 36 in this Dutch Grand Prix. For the first time in TCR history, we are racing at Zandvoort. It is one heck of a track. And as you can see there from Mebby almost losing the car on the exit, these soft tires are only going to last possibly for about 8 or 9 laps. We did see a couple of golden drivers trying to take them to about lap 12 or 13, but they were losing quite a bit of time on the guys behind them and the guys who have pitted. So I think the undercut tonight might be a very good idea for some of our drivers. Might be a good idea for Kersey, as he seems to be much quicker than maybe possibly even Sequid, because again, he's not pulling away. They are keeping that gap down to about 4 or 5 tenths of a second, so they are not letting him have it easy here tonight at all. Just looking back a little bit here, we've also got FYKV within about half a second of Mick Marcotti, and they are still battling for 6th and 7th positions. Chatty Duck made his way up to 5th now, overtaking Mick Marcotti and pretty much getting away with it, pulling almost a second out on the rest of the field. And yeah, it's very close between quite a few drivers here tonight. There's some little trains forming. Kersey is getting closer and closer to Mebby. He might be getting close enough for an overtake opportunity here. Oh my goodness, look at that exit out of turn 14. He's got the slipstream, he's got DRS, he's not even using his overtake button, but now they tap each other a little tiny bit there. Mebby getting yeah, definitely getting the worst end of that, and he is dropping down to 3rd place now. Kersey is so quick through the corners, especially. He gets beautiful exits, gets really good traction, and I think that really puts him in good position to try and overtake out of the exit corners. Now he's closing up the gap to Sequid. He's not waiting around here. I think the confidence that Kersey has is possibly to a brand new track. Maybe he's got a little bit more practice than everybody else around here, but that is very impressive. I really love to see somebody putting on the pressure right now on the championship leader, because Sequid has had it a little bit too easy for the last few races. He hasn't gotten a podium in the last couple, so he's definitely fighting for one tonight. But in terms of the championship standings, he's definitely running away with it. And with the news of a couple of drivers possibly not being able to make it to the races for the rest of the season, that could be shaking things up here very, very quickly. So now on to lap 8 of 36. And Kersey still behind Sequid, still closing up that gap, putting on some good pressure. FYKV and Mick Marcotti battling there through turn 1. There was running into the back of FYKV, and he has lost a part of his front wing, unfortunately. So looking at the position changes, 1 through 3rd are all exactly like they started. Seafreeze has gained a couple of positions, so he is up to 4th now from 6th. We've got Chatty Duck in 5th, exactly where he started. FYKV made up 1 position. Mick Marcotti dropped down to, oh, now he's dropped down another place. So I'm not sure what's going on with Mick Marcotti, but he started in 4th and now running in 8th place. Go-to guy now gaining 2 positions from the start. And now we've got Flip Flop Fish gaining a position, and End of the World a couple of positions up. But that was possibly due to the DNFs that we've got of KGB Black Angel and Extral, who got tangled up, it looked like, into turn 1. Mick Marcotti is going to be the first one into the pits. 007 just got overtaken there by Flip Flop Fish, but they're still battling into turn 1. And that was very close, but it looks like Flip Flop Fish is going to keep that position. Mick Marcotti is onto the hard tire, so he's only doing the 1 stopper from lap 9 to 36. He's going to have to do about 26 laps. That will be just enough, actually. We've seen guys last night. Somebody mentioned that the hard tire made it from lap 4 until the end. That would be 22 laps, so very impressive. I'm not sure if Codemasters changed anything on their tire compounds, but it's gotten a little bit better. Kersey now within just a couple of tenths of Sequid, and just a couple of tenths behind them is Mebi. Nobody letting up even an inch here today around Zandvoort. There isn't really any room to give, and nobody is giving any. So very, very heated here now. Kersey, is he going to be close enough on Sequid into turn one? He's having a look around the outside now, going for the switchback, almost touching the back of Sequid. It was a smart move, but I don't think Sequid was just going to give up the space that easily there. So Mebi, Kersey, and Sequid still locked up in this battle that we've had since the start. It's lap 10. They haven't changed positions, and they're still exactly where they started, and they're still within the DRS zone of each other. Maybe getting closer and closer to Kersey, but it is such a technical track. It's not easy to overtake around here. You really have to just create your own opportunities or wait around until the driver in front makes a mistake, and this is what we're seeing here right now. But Seafreeze is starting to close up the gap all the way down to about 1.5 seconds now. I think he was about 2.5 seconds behind the front back there. So doing an impressive job is Seafreeze right now. He's 2 positions up from where he started. He's got a little bit of pressure from Chadidag behind him, but he's still closing up the gap to Mebi, and possibly might make a good challenge for podium positions later on. We also don't know what might happen. The weather, or at least the clouds on track, definitely look a little bit mysterious. It could go either way. It could get lightened up, or it could definitely get darker, and we could see some rain. We will have to wait and see. It's lap 11 of 36. We still got 25 laps to go, and these 3 have not let up from the start of this race. They are just absolutely in attack mode, locked in into a dogfight of absolutely immense proportions right now. Sequid, Kersey, and Mebi battling it out for what can only be called the lead of the race. They're not battling for podium. They are straight up battling for the lead right now. So Kersey getting a beautiful exit Sequid into the pits. So Sequid decides to go for that undercut. Mebi follows suit as well. Let's see what sort of tires they're going to go for. They're both going on the hard tire, both doing the one stopper, and they're both out now. So now Seafreeze, or Kersey and Seafreeze, the 2 AlphaTauris have taken over the lead of the race. Kersey had such a beautiful exit out of turn 14 on that last lap. He would have overtaken Sequid regardless, I think, of whether Sequid was going into the pits or not. So that was actually a smart move from Sequid to dive in. Go-to guy now dives into the pits and goes onto the hard tire as well. So everyone who has pitted so far, except for GTR Line, who pitted right at the start of the race, they've all gone onto the same compound, that hard tire. And it worked for people last night here in Golden Class. I don't see why it wouldn't work for the Platinum drivers. Chadidag now up into 3rd place and trying to close up the gap to Seafreeze. He's almost within that 1 second. If he can just shave off the 1/10 there, he will be within the DRS zone and he can start putting a push. But we are on lap 12, so these soft tires are definitely starting to fade off. I'm imagining that Chadidag is going to think about diving into the pits on the next couple of laps. Kersey is now coming into the pits as well. Let's see if he's going to fit on a hard tire. Beautiful shot there from the overhead camera, and it does look like a white stripe. So that's a hard tire for Kersey. He loses out on the place to Sequid and might even lose out to Mebi. He does lose out on the place to Mebi, so the undercut definitely works here at Zandvoort, and it works a little bit better than the overcut does. Now Sequid putting on massive pressure on 007, who's the last person running right now, or at least in the last position out of everybody who hasn't pitted. He's in 4th, and everybody above him hasn't pitted as well. So Sequid, if he can make this position before 007 pits, That would be absolutely incredible for his race. He would try and put a car between himself and maybe he's closing up the gap. He's going to go for a dive around the outside into turn 10. Let's see if that's going to work. He's got the DRS now. They're going to be side by side into turn 11. That's a tight corner to be side by side into, but Sequid takes the position now, getting a little bit deep there into turn 11, but managing to keep it. Now Mebby coming at him as well. They're going to be side by side into turn 13. There's not going to be any contact there. They're doing a beautiful job of staying out of each other's cars. And now maybe he's going to have the DRS on the start-finish straight. It looks like Sequid didn't get a good exit out of that corner, so 007 closing up the gap. And now, look at this. Seafreeze diving right up the inside of Mebby into turn 1 and taking away 4th. Wow, that was very exciting. And more battling going out now where 007 just got overtaken by Kersey. Absolutely incredible. And now it looks like Seafreeze and Mebby, or sorry, I mean Mebby and 007 and Kersey, all of them having a massive battle here right now. 007 hasn't pitted yet. FYKV has taken over the lead of the race. He hasn't pitted yet either. He's running on 13-lap-old soft tires. 007 going very wide there on the exit, maybe trying to go around him, not quite making the places that he needs right now. And this is working out to Sequid's advantage so much. He has made up all of the positions that he needed. He's back into the net lead of this race once FYKV and 007 pit, which I'm imagining is probably going to be right now. There goes FYKV, and I think 007 is going to dive in as well, and there he goes. Yeah, absolutely. You cannot defend against these guys who are all on fresh tires. Is FYKV going onto a medium? He is, so he thinks a medium can make it here tonight through, how much do we have to go? 21 laps. Oof. That would be very impressive, because I know that the hard tires made it about 20 laps last night, but the mediums definitely don't work the exact same way. They give you more pace, but they wear out much quicker. Sequid is now getting very much caught up by Kersey. They're putting a good gap between themselves and Mebby, who got all of that traffic he had to deal with when they came out of the pits. So Kersey now trying to close up that gap and gonna get a good run on Sequid, possibly into the last corner. With the DRS, he'll be able to put on some pressure. Kersey got a pretty good run. Sequid, they're trying to break the toe. Kersey's gonna go into turn 1. He's gonna go for the dive down the inside. There's gonna be a tiny little bit of a touch there, but Sequid holding onto the lead, doing a very good job of defending the outside line through turn 1. Impressive stuff here from all of our Platinum drivers tonight. This little bit of battling is allowing Mebby to start closing up the gap to the two front runners right now. It can be very soon when he might pounce on them as well. We'll have to wait and see. Let's see what else is going on down the field. So it looks like everybody else is pretty much nicely stretched out here. We've got 2-second gaps, 4-second gaps. FYKV putting in a purple second sector there. He's one of 2 drivers on the medium tire. Himself and 007 both decided that the mediums can make it through 21 laps. We'll have to wait and see on that one. I'm not so sure, to be completely honest with you. But we will see if maybe that's going to mean some punctures towards the end of the race. We've had a lot of punctures this season. I've honestly seen a lot of punctures. I feel like we've had more than usual. So now Kersey's got about half a second back to Sequid, or in front to Sequid. Not quite close enough to make anything happen into turn 1 on lap 17. We're getting close to the midway point. FYKV with the fastest lap right now with a 1:11.692. And Mebby is trying to find a way. He's looking inside, outside. He's trying to find his way through anywhere he can. Within 0.3 of a second right now. And almost touching the back of him there into turn 9. and 10. It is very, very close between those three front runners. They've been locked into this, I remind you, right from the start of the race. They've literally just started the race exactly where they sit right now. I think actually Kersey might be a position up there from where he's actually in second. Yeah, so he's exactly where he started as well. And this battle is just getting heated up. I feel like it's just getting started. Look at this Kersey. He's almost dropped out of the DRS on the Sequid. He doesn't have DRS on the start-finish straight. This might be it for Kersey here. If maybe he can close in the gap now, he might try to go for an overtake. Not quite close enough, going a little bit deep there through turn 3. And Kersey is closing up the gap to Sequid again. So maybe he made a mistake somewhere on the last lap that lost him a couple of tenths. But he needs to close it in as soon as possible now. Kersey back into the DRS zone of Sequid. Oh, we've got a yellow through turn sector 1 and 2. It looks like Flip-Flop Fish is in the gravel trap. Not sure exactly what happened to him. I think he was coming around turn 7 and just maybe the car snapped on him, but now he's going to have gravel and overheated tires. Got to be very, very careful on those. Back to the front battle here again. Kersey closing up the gap ever so slightly to Sequid, but not going to be close enough again to make a move. I feel like this is pretty much turning out to be the trend of tonight's race. It's hard to overtake Ed Zandvoort. Kersey is going to have to find a way through one way or another. Sequid currently leading this race. Only 0.3 of a second back to Kersey. Following Kersey as well within 0.3 of a second. 007 and the go-to guy now starting to close up to each other, so there's a little bit of, oh my goodness, what's going on now? Maybe has had some sort of an incident. He's missing a part of his front wing. Oh no! I think Mebby and Kersey, they possibly came together, and now Mebby's race is pretty much ruined from where he was. He's down to 5th place. He's lost a couple of positions. He's gonna have to pit and change that front wing. Oh my goodness, a disaster for Mebby's race. But now Kersey is gonna come into... Oh my god, that was so... Kersey's race. Not sure if that was what happened to Mebby and Kersey when they tried to come together or overtake each other. Maybe Kersey just closed up the gap a little bit too quickly on him there. And he's gonna have to hold on to 2nd place. He's clearly got the pace. He just has to be patient. He just needs to find the right place to deploy his overtake and go for that move. But if he keeps on going for these really tight closing gaps, it's not gonna work out well for his race at all. Out of turn 14 now, Sequid gets a slightly better run, but Kersey has the DRS. He's using his overtake. He's gonna go for the overtake now into turn 1. Sequid braking super late, holding the outside line, not giving anything there. Kersey trying to close up the gap there, and Kersey squeezes through into turn 3, and he's up into 1st place right now, into the lead. But Sequid is getting a very nice run on him. Now he's using his own overtake. He's down to 5%. Not much else to deploy. And Kersey so far holding on to the lead now. But Sequid, we know what he can do, what sort of pressure he can put on. And we'll have to wait and see. We're on lap on 21 of 36. 15 more laps to go. Anything could still happen here tonight. TCR 007 and go-to guy. They've been in the battle for a couple of laps now, and they're still in the same places, 6th and 7th in this race. We do have two DNF of X-Roll and Black Angel. They came together into turn 1, and both of them unfortunately retired from that race. It looks like GTR Lion got involved in that as well because he had damage right at the start of the race. He had to pit and change that over. He's now back into 12th place, so pretty much running last in this race here tonight. Oh, Sequit and Kersey, they are battling again into turn 1. There was a tiny little bit of a crunch there between Sequit's front wing and Kersey's rear wheel. I'm not sure if Sequit might have a tiny bit of damage. Doesn't look like it on the view from the camera right now. But they are definitely battling very closely here tonight in round 9 of this Season 10 and Platinum class of Trendy Competitive Racing. It's the first time we are racing around here on the Dutch Grand Prix at Zandvoort. We've never had a Grand Prix in TCR history in Platinum class here, but we've already had Silver and Gold class racing at this track on Tuesday and Wednesday of this week. Oh my goodness, there's Sequit locking up both of the front brakes into turn 11. Almost smashed into Kersey, dropping a couple of tenths back now. He's over half a second back, having to use his overtake on the exit of turn 14. Opens up the DRS. Let's see if this is going to be close enough. He's gaining, but no, I don't think it's going to be close enough on this particular occasion. Had a little bit of a glitch there, but looks like we're back to normal. Oh, Sequit almost losing the car on the exit of turn 1. Got to be very careful around here. Thank you to everybody who's watching with us right now. I know it's a little bit of a lower turnout here tonight in terms of the drivers, but I do appreciate you guys sticking around on the stream. Leave us a like, send in some more comments. It's just me in the commentator booth tonight, so a little bit lonely here. Definitely send in some comments so I can answer some things for you guys, or just even say hi. It would be really nice. And share the stream with your friends so more people can watch this great action unfold here every single week. We've got 3 classes of racing, Silver, Gold, and Platinum, and they do an incredible job every single week of entertaining us on different tracks. Right now, as I've mentioned, we are at Zandvoort for the Dutch Grand Prix in the Netherlands. It's a very exciting track. Unfortunately, in real life, we did not get to race here. It would have been a great return since I think the 80s was the last time that we've raced around here. Actually, the fastest lap around here was set in 1985 by Alain Prost in the McLaren. That was a 1:16.5. We could have possibly seen, you know, around the 110s or 112s if the real cars would have been racing around here. Maybe just set the fastest lap with a 1:11.6. So a little bit still to go to Osseo's 1:10.3. Of course, that was set on a fresh set of soft tires. But yeah, we've got a lot of exciting tracks. Next week we go to Australia. Usually the first opening race of most seasons. It's been pretty much the opening race for, I think, the last 15 or 12 seasons or so in real life F1. But again, we didn't get to go there this year because of the COVID-19 situation. But we will be bringing that action to you next week with Silver class on Tuesday, Gold on Wednesday, and this one right here, Platinum class, will be back with us on Thursday of next week there in Australia. That's a very quick track. There's a lot of good battling opportunities and moments there. Now 007 gaining time on Go-To-Guy into turn 1. Not going to be close enough just yet. Up in the front, just as a reminder there, Kersey is still leading after taking the lead of the race just about 3 or 4 laps ago. And Sequit was keeping very close to him, but now dropped back to about 0.8 of a second. And I think he's just playing the slow card now. He's saving up his DRS. He's trying to save up his tires, and he's going to unleash all of that towards the last couple of laps whenever he gets the chance to. Lap 25 of 36 here. 11 laps to go. It's going to be 10 laps after we cross the line here. We've got a yellow flag in Sector 1. I don't see anybody spinning out or doing anything, so that might have been just somebody going off or touching the grass. Sequit still trying to chase down Kersey. Not quite working out for him right now. 007 still trying to chase down Go-To Guy, also having some trouble with that. And yeah, other than that, we've got a really big spread here. I mean, just even in third place, Seafreeze 2.3 seconds behind Sequit. Chatty Duck just about a second behind him. FYKV almost 7 behind Chatty Duck. Go-To Guy almost 9 seconds behind him. We've got quite major gaps here. I feel like this track isn't really built for close racing all throughout the race. You definitely get a chance to sort of spread out and run your own strategy. You know, Seafreeze himself actually mentioned that here last night when he was commentating on Golden Class, that strategy here is definitely a major key if you want to perform very well. We've seen the undercut definitely played a major role tonight. You know, Sequit or Kersey lost out the position to Sequit when they came back out of the pits. He's back up into the lead now, but he could have been in front there already if he possibly pitted on a lap earlier. So undercut definitely seemed to work here tonight. The weather never came. It definitely got lighter and lighter as we went into the session. So if there was any chance of rain, it would have been towards the start of the session, and we unfortunately didn't get to see that here tonight. We did get to see the rain with Silver and Gold Class, so if you guys want to see how that went, go and check that out on our channel in our videos, and you can see what happened there. It was very exciting. We had a lot of incidents, a lot of VSCs. Qualifying in Silver Class especially was definitely intense. It was full wet conditions. So it was nice and exciting there. So Sequit still keeping within about 7 or 8 tenths of Kersey. He's got the DRS, but he can't really do much on the straights here. Looks like Kersey didn't get the perfect exit out of the last corner now, so Sequit is closed up to about half a second. This might be his time. 8 laps to go in this race. Pretty quick lap around here, only just over a minute. Sequit now within 4 tenths of Kersey, not using his overtake, but definitely getting a little bit of slipstream. And Kersey, it looks like maybe tire wear is starting to show a little bit, because he definitely doesn't get the traction and the pace that he's looking for, or that he was showing just a few laps ago. But Sequit also having some trouble locking up a wheel or two here and there, especially into the entry of a corner. It gives you a bunch of oversteer, or sorry, understeer going into the corner, so then you have to go a little bit wider and adjust your line. And on a track like Zandvoort, where you go pretty much from corner to corner, sometimes you're in a double corner like this one, 13 and 14, with a bank as well, with a banking on it. That is quite hard to keep everything in check. And yeah, all of our drivers tonight doing a very impressive job. Sequit now closing up the gap to 2 tenths of a second. So Sequit is definitely not giving up hope of getting that lead back away from Kersey. Just putting that pressure, keeping that pressure on him for as long as possible, doing everything he can. 007 on Go-To Guy. Is this finally going to be his chance? Around the outside. Go-To Guy keeps the inside line. He's going to have the inside line for the next couple of corners as well, but there goes 007 into the inside of turn 3. They're going to be side by side on the exit, and no, Go-To Guy still keeps the position through there. 007 now using his overtake. Is he going to try and go? Whew. That would have been very dangerous to try and go through turn 7 and 8 and dive up the inside. Oof. That would have been a major incident. Alright, so lap 29 of 36 here tonight. Again, just a reminder, it's round 9. Oh, Flip Flop Fish has just retired from the race. He did retire in the pits, so that's okay. It's not gonna bring out a safety car or anything else. Sequit now quickly closing up the gap to Kersey. This fight is not over yet. Reminder, Mebby was in this fight as well. He was keeping with them very closely, but we missed it on the stream. But it looked like he had a coming together with Kersey as Kersey was trying to overtake. I'm not sure exactly what happened there. I'm sure we will get some sort of, oh my goodness, what's going on now? The GTR Lion, that somebody, was that 007? 007 just got taken out by the AI car of, oh no, and again he just got taken out again by the AI car of Flip Flop Fish that came back onto the track. Oh my goodness, he's got damage on his front wing. He got spun out on the exit of turn 3. Wow, very unfortunate there for 007. That was really uncalled for and unexpected. Sequit into turn 1 on Kersey, not gonna be quite close enough just yet. Was definitely thinking about going for the move into there with the DRS and some of his overtake. He's down to about 15%, so he's really using everything he's got here. But Kersey doing a good job with 5 laps to go. He's holding on to it. Oh, somebody is off. Is that 007? Yeah, with that damage on the front wing, he's not having a good time making it around the corners here. He's got that damage right at the start of the lap, so he's gonna have a very long road to go until he can make it into the pits. Not sure if he's gonna continue or if he might decide to retire as well, because yeah, I mean, that was very unfortunate there. Secret now has a DRS on Kersey into turn 11, closing in, but not close enough, touching that inside curb just a tiny little bit, using that rotation of the car. Oh, big lockup now into turn 13 and out into turn 14. Kersey, though, is having a little bit of a struggle there as well. Sequit almost lost the car with the DRS open now. Down to 0.2 of a second, but just that extra 0.2 of a second. It's hard to find those when you're on the same exact compound. You have DRS, but maybe there's a little bit of a difference on setups there, as we did see that same thing last night in Golden Class as well. Some people were able to keep in front of other drivers even with the DRS available to them. Maybe that has something to do with this battle here tonight between Sequit and Kersey. Kersey managing to stay ahead for now. He took the lead, I think, around lap 20 or so, and now only 4 laps to go in this Grand Prix tonight. And he's doing an incredible job of keeping that lead. Sequit really wants this one. He hasn't had a podium in a couple of races. He didn't get a very good finish in the TCR race. Oh my goodness, there's more incidents going on now. There's now a GTR Lion has spun out. He's in the wall there. He doesn't have any damage. He's facing backwards now. His teammate is just passing him. GTR Lion and 007 both not having a good time here today, just having little moments. Of course, 007 had nothing to do with his incident. He was just a bystander there. Nothing he could have done either with the AI car of Flip Flop Fish rejoining back onto the track in about turn 1 or 2 there, and making contact with him, and then making contact with him again in turn 3 and spinning him out there, or having a half spin. So 007 back in 10th place, holding on to 1 point in tonight's Grand Prix. GTR Lion, his teammate, now into the pits, and Sequit! He just went completely wide out of turn 7, touched the outside there onto the gravel. Wow. So now Kersey is almost a second ahead. I'm not exactly sure what happened to Sequit there, but he had a little bit of a moment coming out of turn 7, went on to the curb and then on to the gravel. He's gonna have to shake off that gravel out of the wheels and the tires, and I'm gonna have to be careful for a couple of laps here to make sure he doesn't have any other moments. Kersey did pull away at first to almost a second ahead, but now they're back to their usual half a second. 007 putting in the fastest lap, 1:11.1. Still not fast enough to beat the TCR lap record currently held by Asio from last night's Golden Race. Lap 34 of 36 now. And so far it's been a very interesting race, mainly at the front of the pack. The lead of the race was really in question for, I would say, the first 18 or 19 laps or so, until Mebi had his little moment with Kersey. I think that might be up for review as well. We're not exactly sure what happened there because we didn't have a good view of it. All I know is Kersey got the position and maybe was facing halfway around the other way. Secret now, beautiful run out of the last corner. He's putting in the quickest third sector, diving around the outside of Kersey. Kersey still holding on to first place here tonight with 2 more laps to go. We're now on lap 35. We have 3 DNFs, Flip-Flop Fish, Black Angel, and X-Roll. Unfortunately, did not make it until the end of the race. Black Angel and X-Roll, of course, had their incident together. Again, I would be really excited to see those replays in the highlights of this week and figure out what happened between those guys. But Sequid now within a couple of tenths of a second of Kersey. I don't know if Kersey is starting to have a little bit of trouble on those tires. So remember, as I was saying, the undercut definitely worked to Kersey's advantage. Kersey did the overcut. So actually Secret has older tires, so no, it's definitely not down to tire wear. I'm not sure if Kersey is just feeling the tire wear a little bit worse than Secret is. But through these last couple of corners now, Secret is closer than he's ever been before. He's got the DRS open. He's got no overtake to use. There's nothing left in there. There's 1%. He's going to go for a really late dive around the outside, almost going onto the gravel again, almost going off track there. Just not close enough. I think Kersey is, he's just doing an amazing job of defending. He's just placing his car exactly where he needs to place it to make sure that he makes it difficult on Sequid. Now Seafreeze and Chatty Duck are battling for the last position on the podium. Those two this isn't coming out of nowhere. I don't know where Seafreeze has come out of. He's doing a brilliant job here tonight and trying to put some pressure here on Chatty Duck. I'm not sure if it's going to be enough now. There's not going to be too many places left to overtake. Sequid is going to have DRS after this corner here. Let's see if he can do anything. He's going to have to dive into turn 11. I would go for that dive, but he doesn't. He doesn't go for the dive. He stays behind Kersey now as we are coming into the last couple of corners now. It looks like Kersey might be able to hold on to this here. Let's see if Sequid can beat him to the line with DRS. With everything he's got left. Nothing is going to help him. Kersey is going to win the very first Dutch Grand Prix in the Platinum class of TCR here in Season 10. It looks like Sequid drops down to 3rd place. I'm not sure what happened there. I didn't see any penalties to his name or anything. It might have been a glitch there. Chatty Duck is going to probably be in 3rd. Seafreeze in 4th. FYKV is just about to cross the line now in 5th place. Big gaps between our drivers here at the end of the race. Go-to guy in 6th. Mebi, who was running in 3rd for most of the race, finishes 7th after he had a little bit of an incident. And Mick Marcotti is going to finish in 8th. But Kersey is the man of the night. He is the very first winner of the Dutch Grand Prix in Platinum class in TCR history. Driver of the day goes to Chatty Duck. Definitely great recovery drive from him. I'm pretty sure he made up a good 7 or 8 positions after everything was said and done. But on the top step here tonight, it's going to be Sequid. Well, not on the top step. Kersey is going to be on the top step, Sequid on the 2nd step, and Chatty Duck on the 3rd step of the podium. I think our standings got mixed up there with a little bit of a glitch at the end of the race, but we'll take another look as we're going to go into the standings now. But look at that podium celebrations from our podium drivers here. I'm sure they enjoyed this race. It was definitely very exciting to watch and commentate on. We're gonna try and get them into the session here if we can in just a second. So it says Sequid had a 5-second penalty. I'm not sure what that was for. Let's take a look here. Incidents, 5-second penalty for Sequid for speeding in the pit lane. So we completely missed out on that. Kersey gets the win, so it is Chatty Duck in second place. Sequid in third, Seafreeze in fourth, FYKV in fifth, Goatsugai in sixth, Mebi in seventh, Mick Marcodi in eighth place, 007 in ninth, End of the World in 10th, and then GTR Line in 11th, and then we have Flip Flop Fish, KGB Black Angel, X-Roll did not finish the race. So, wow. Drama right towards the end of the race there with Sequid with a penalty we didn't even know about, losing out on second place and dropping down to third. Chatty Duck stealing away that second place on the grid. That was very, very impressive. Alright, so I'm gonna have to jump into the blue screen for just a second here so I can invite Seafreeze into the party, and hopefully he can, or maybe I'll just invite the podium finishers. Let's just do that. So we're gonna have here Chatty Duck, alright, just give me 1 second, guys. I do apologize. It's much easier when I do have a co-commentator. Let's see here, Sequid, where is he? Let's invite him as well, because we definitely want to hear about that penalty. I did not even know that that happened. Alright, so we're gonna give our drivers just a second to join up. We are back in the stream now. I'm just gonna go into the showroom, and I think Chatty Duck has already joined us. Let's see if we can get Kersey and Sequid into the session here in the next couple of seconds. There goes Sequid. And here is Kersey. So our winner here today of the inaugural Dutch Grand Prix in TCR in the Platinum class. First place, you made it. I mean, Sequid definitely didn't make it easy. You had to really wait for an overtake opportunity on him. You had a lot of battles coming into turn one, especially on a couple of laps here and there. But after all was said and done, you managed to hold on to the win. So tell us about it.
Yeah, I thought it was a pretty good race from my end. I completely scuffed all my quali laps by multiple tenths. That pole was definitely in there, but I don't know what it was. I just couldn't put it together. So starting basically P3 because Meb got by at the beginning. Tires definitely weren't warmed up, so usually my mentality throughout a race has kind of been my weakness lately. So after I was in P3, I really tried to just kind of play it smart, save the ERS, and kind of pick my battles, pick my moments when to pass. And yeah, I think I did that really well. After I got past Secret, it felt really comfortable, really consistent. Was able to kind of get by a lot of the stint without using ERS to kind of save off a good amount to defend at the end, because it's really hard to save up here. So I thought it was definitely one of my more pleasing wins, because I did have to kind of play it a little more strategically as far as the overtake, since this track is really difficult to overtake on. So yeah, definitely pleased with that one.
Yeah, and I was gonna say, you know, it definitely looked like you had to work hard for that win here today. I didn't even know that Sequid had a 5-second penalty. We'll talk to him about that in just a second. But if you had to say, you know, Kersey, if there was anything on this track that you would take away from tonight, of course it is the first time that we race around here, what would it be?
How do you mean, Blin? How do you mean?
Oh, in general, like, is it the, you know, the difficulty to overtake? Was there anything going on with traction, tires, or any of the corners? Like, what do you take away from tonight's track? It's definitely really difficult to overtake. I think that's why it was pretty pleasing from my end, trying to overtake two cars, because it's just, this game in general is really hard to overtake, let alone a track that's naturally hard to overtake on. So I definitely had to
put a little more thought into the setup, for example, for this track, and to kind of be quicker down the straight, sacrifice some during the some downforce throughout the corners, and yeah, the dirty air definitely gets you with how much downforce you need through these corners. Definitely the first stint's tough around here. A lot of overheating on the front left, and yeah, it's a track that you have to really be on it, really throw them to the corners, and yeah, for this track, it's just a really tough lap to try to put together. It's definitely a tough minute, 8 seconds for quali or whatever it is, and for the race, definitely you got to be very strategic with where you kind of pick your battles at. So this track definitely you need to think a little bit.
All right. Well, congratulations again on the win here tonight, and good luck for the rest of the season. Let's move on to our guy in P2, and that was Chatty Duck. He's with us here as well. Very impressive job. It's, if I'm not mistaken, your first podium this season, and very impressive performance. Started 5th, you finished in 2nd place. Tell us about it. What really benefited here today for you to make up all those positions?
Yeah, thanks, Blin. Yeah, it's my first podium this year, my first podium in TCR, so that's really satisfying after coming quite close a couple of times. But in terms of the race, yeah, qualifying was alright. I was maybe a couple of tenths down on my final lap on what I maybe could have achieved, so I could have maybe been top 3 or 4, but I was 5th, and a little bit tentative at the start, which allowed Seafreeze to get ahead, and then it was basically just following Seafreeze for the whole race. Like, we both overtook one of the Red Bulls pretty early on, and then after that I think the other Red Bull span out, so we were 3rd and 4th then for pretty much the entire race. And just, yeah, same as like what Kersey mentioned, it's really hard to overtake around this track, and I was just finding it even hard just to get close to Seafreeze. I think our pace was really well matched throughout the race. I was just able to close in a bit at the end, and even like in the last few laps I didn't really know if I was gonna be able to get within like half a second to make the move, because I just couldn't quite get that, you know, make that final step and get that close. But yeah, last couple of laps I just really focused in and pulled out all the stops to try and make it happen, and then last lap with the DRS I managed to get that move, and then coming across the line to get to see P2. I don't know what that penalty was for, or if Sequit is going to contest it, but either way, to get a podium is great. I'm really pleased.
Yeah, I was gonna ask there, but you pretty much already answered it. You pretty much had no clue that he had a penalty. You were just going for it.
Yeah, like I as far as I was concerned, if I didn't pass D3s, I was going to finish 4th. So, you know, that was really, you know, I really wanted to get the podium, and I thought I was going to finish in 3rd. So yeah, I had no idea about the penalty.
Well, congratulations on your first podium in TCR. It was definitely a beautiful drive, a great performance, coming from 5th place up into 2nd. And, you know, even if that penalty wasn't there for Secret, I think you would have been there in 3rd place anyway, so it would have been a podium for you. Congratulations. Good luck for the rest of the season.
Thanks, Blade.
And moving over to Sequit. So, a very interesting race for you here tonight. You started off in a good position. You had a pretty good start. You took over the lead there after the pit stops, and everything was looking pretty good. But Kersey, he just seemed to have the pace over you here today. It looks like when you had the DRS on the straights, you were closing up just a little bit, but didn't quite have enough. Can you tell us about that? And, you know, how was it from your perspective?
It was alright. I mean, I didn't expect to get pole, because I hate this track. And, I got pole. I knew I was watching Kersey's laps. He scuffed a couple times, so I was like, maybe I have a shot here. The penalty actually came from me being a complete idiot, and I didn't judge the pit lane being so close as soon as the wall comes. So I went in there at like 60 instead of 50. So that is completely my fault, and it happens. It is what it is. Would it have changed the race outcome? No, probably not. I mean, well, I would have gotten second instead of third, but don't think I would have passed Kersey. It was quite easy to actually stay behind Kersey, which is very surprising, but this track is one of the easiest times I've ever had trying to follow a car and have a close battle. I thought once he passed me it was going to be over, but I stayed right with him, and yeah, stuff happens, but first time I'm finishing P3 this season, so usually either finished on the podium first or second, so it's it is what it is, but I still gained some points on second place in the championship since he didn't show up today, so
Yeah, absolutely. And there was some news coming today that there is a possibility he might not be able to make it to most of the
the
races
rest
until
of the
the end.
season,
Yeah.
yeah, most of it, yeah.
So
But
that would be very unfortunate for Sean, but that would be pretty much a blessing for you there. Even though you don't really need it right
nah,
now with all of the points
it's
that you're gaining.
I'm not
It's
underestimating this
yeah,
man in here because
and
I'm not underestimating.
yeah, and I mean we've got what 7 more races to go.
Yeah.
There's still opportunity for other people to start making up some points as well, but overall good performance. I did want to ask you, did you have that same sort of feeling that we heard from Kersey that overtaking around here is definitely difficult?
It was difficult. I was trying that outside move, and he started getting really smart in terms of blocking that left lane because I was so much better than him under braking, especially in that corner where it's weird, that one in the third sector, just off that little mini straight after the DRS, that big little corner. I was outbraking him by at least a couple, like 50 meters or so each time, and that's why I would get close up for the slingshot onto the back, to the front straight. And it's very hard to overtake, and if you don't have enough ERS, like unfortunately for me, I only saved up about 20% ERS for that move. If I would have saved like 30, I probably would have got him, but it's hard to tell because the gaps were just so minimal, and I kept going for the outside move, and I had to get to do it, but he just did very well, and congrats to him. Finally, me and Kersey, the two people who seemingly couldn't race, we had a great race today, and I'm happy, and congratulations to them. We'll just move on with the season.
Yeah, congratulations to you as well for another podium this season. You've got, I think, what is that going to be, 6 to your name this season so far. Very good run, and so far still holding on to the lead championship, to the championship lead. So, yeah, good luck for the rest of the season, Sequit.
Thank you.
Alright, and great drive from everyone here tonight in the Platinum class. It was a very good race to watch. If you guys missed out on it, if you didn't watch all of it, definitely go back and take another look because there was a lot going on here today. The battle for first place was going on for almost 20 laps there between 3 people. Unfortunately, Mebby had a little bit of a half a spin there, it looked like, in turn 1 and dropped down a few positions. But Kersey is the winner here tonight of the very first Dutch Grand Prix in TCR Platinum class, and it was absolutely amazing to commentate on as well. So from myself, from BLIN-MACHINE, a huge thank you to everybody who was watching. Leave us your likes, leave us a comment, subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. Check out the link in the description for our affiliate sponsor, Fanatec, as well. And huge thank you to also all the officials and all the stewards and everybody else, all the drivers in Platinum class for putting on a great show tonight. We will see you back here on Tuesday of next week with Silver class kicking things off in Australia for round 10. That's going to be a pretty good one. Join us then at 8:15 p.m. Eastern Time. So from myself, from all of the podium finishers and all the Platinum drivers here tonight, thank you so much for watching. We will see you next week. Have a great night.